I may have just recently moved to the South, but Southern culture runs through my bones. I haven't met a piece of fried chicken or a piece of collard green that didn't satisfy the innermost parts of my soul. I love collard greens, right? But I just don't like the fact that it takes all day to cook them. And it takes all day and all night to cook them the right way. Well, don't worry. I've got a supermarket shortcut that'll get you enjoying the amazing flavor profile of collard greens in a brand new and exciting way. My collard green and smoked Gouda stuffed salmon starts by thawing and draining frozen collard greens. I'll mix them with some seasonings, garlic, and lots of smoked Gouda, and the fillets will get cooked until they're golden brown. In the same pan, we'll make a white wine lemon sauce that goes great with the fish. For a tasty treat, we'll wrap asparagus with bacon and fresh lemon and roast the cute bundles off until they're golden brown. And before you can even pick one bunch of collard greens, this meal will be done. What's up, y'all? I'm Darius, and I make great recipes using familiar ingredients and mix it up with a few stories from my grandmother's kitchen. All right, let's get started with what I'm considering to be really an amazing meal. I mean, after a long week at work, or a long day at work, or a long day at school, or a long day at whatever you're doing, nobody really has a bunch of time to be in the kitchen all day. I'm just not a fan of that. So I like things that cook up nice and quick and won't take a lot of time to do, right? So I'm gonna start by making some really nice asparagus bundles. Now, I love this because asparagus is like a superfood. It cooks up quick. It's the easiest thing to do. You just gotta know how to make sure you flavor the asparagus. And we're gonna do a few things, insurance policy, if you would, and make sure the asparagus comes out good. So here's what I'm gonna do. I could whack all these, right, with a knife, or I could sort of let nature run its course. And so if you hold the asparagus at both ends and you just do a little flip like this, right, it'll tell you where it wants to break. The woodsy stem can go away because that's not good. We don't want to eat that. It's a great flavor though, right? So you could use it for, like, you know, vegetable stock, or you can put it in like a asparagus soup and let it cook down. But for the purposes of this sort of quick cooking today, we need sort of a different method, right? So I'm just gonna break these off, and the good thing about these is that they won't take a long time to cook. So, you know, we're gonna make some salmon to go with it. That cooks up quick, this cooks up quick. You're gonna have dinner on the table in no time, all right? So asparagus gets chopped and broken up just like that. See how quick that was? And now I have nice tender pieces of asparagus, right? Now we're gonna make this even better, as if it already couldn't be any better, by adding some bacon. So we're gonna essentially wrap the asparagus in bacon. So I'm gonna grab one slice of bacon like that, and then I'm gonna take 3, 4, 5 pieces of asparagus, and I'm just gonna wrap the bacon around the asparagus just like that, right? Nice and cute. And I'm gonna put it seam side down so that when it roasts up, what'll happen is that the seams will come together and we'll be all good. So I'm gonna knock these out and we're gonna keep going. Now, the great thing about the fish is that we're gonna stuff it with some good stuff, okay? We're gonna stuff it with one of my faves, mascarpone cheese, and we're also gonna stuff it with frozen collard greens. Now, when I was growing up, we didn't use the frozen collard greens. That was like a no-no in my family. My grandmother would probably slap the mess out of me, as she would say, for frozen collard greens. Like, what are those? We don't use frozen, we use fresh. But I think when you're in a rush, man, and when you're trying to get stuff done, I think these frozen collard greens are the way to go. My cousin and I, we grew up together. She's 4 years older than me. So we grew up kind of like brother and sister, not really like cousin. We were all that we had, and we used to play crazy games together to sort of entertain ourselves. We used to play, believe it or not, games like Office. We would play games like Church. We even played games like Restaurant, right? It was the craziest thing. One of the things that we did a lot of together was Saturday nights, we would actually be responsible for picking the collard greens. I thought that was just some of the best times ever. We'd get 2 big, gigantic garbage bags, and we would sit out on the living room floor My grandmother would have, you know, some old school, something playing in the background, some Gladys Knight or some Aretha Franklin playing. You know, there'd be some kind of smoked meat on, so you could smell the house like getting ready for Sunday. And my cousin and I would sit out on the floor and we'd just be picking away. Well, we picked the collard greens off the ribs, right? Because back where I come from in the olden days, you didn't eat the stem. Now, I eat them today because we paid for them, okay? But back in the day, that was a no-no. So we would, you know, pull the green off the stem, and then we would throw the stem away, and then we'd be responsible for making sure that we cleaned the collard greens properly, okay? Let me tell you something. There was an art to cleaning collard greens. I've heard all types of stories, like using dish soap. I've heard using, you know, other chemicals that I probably wouldn't dare use today as food, but it's what people did. All we did was wash them really well, like warm water, make sure all the grit fell to the bottom, and that was it. That was some good times. You can't pay me today to wash and pick greens that way. I just won't do it. I did it so much growing up. I've had my share, okay? But it's always the good memories that bring you back to from whence you've come. And you know, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have had the idea to use, you know, the frozen greens like we're gonna do today, which are gonna be absolutely fantastic in this preparation. So look, our bundles are all nice and prepared, right? And my oven's preheated 350 degrees. So I want this to go not super low, but not super quick either, right? So there's a little bit of salt, not much because we do have that bacon, and I'm throwing on some pepper, right? And then let me grab some granulated garlic, because I feel like bacon, pepper, granulated garlic, all of that goes really well together, and it's going to be a really, really great taste. So this is it. Now I'm using asparagus. Try this. I know people say all the time, oh, I hate asparagus. It doesn't taste good. Wrapped in bacon, it tastes amazing. Okay, then salt, pepper, because you gotta season this thing and make sure it's really good, right? And then I'm gonna put a little bit, not a lot, right, of grapeseed oil just to get everything lubed up and get it ready to go. My oven's preheated 350. This goes right into our oven to cook up. All right, so the asparagus bundles are in the oven, and I mean, as soon as you put the bacon and the asparagus off in the oven, it's like you can immediately start to smell what smells amazing, right? And again, I tell you, whenever you put bacon with anything, it's going to be delicious. So if you don't think you really enjoy the taste of asparagus, try it this way, and I guarantee you, you're going to be like, you know what? That's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, so I promised you an amazing filling for the salmon. So let me walk you through it. Now, I am a huge fan of supermarket shortcuts. All right, I feel like they're there for a reason, and it's important that we utilize them. Okay, say it with me. It's important that we utilize some of these supermarket shortcuts. And one of the things I love is frozen veggies. Now, I don't do all vegetables frozen, but the ones I do, I do, okay? And these collard greens are amazing. They're already cooked, they're already clean. You don't even have to do that much work to them, and it's gonna be fantastic. So into a bowl, I've got collard greens. Now, it's important to make sure you drain out the collard greens. Now, that's going to be super important. You don't want all that water and liquid hanging out in the collard greens, because that's going to make our filling super watery. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? So I also season them. Now, I don't know where you get your collard greens from, but where I get mine from, they don't come seasoned. So it's important to make sure that we run that through a little bit of salt, some pepper, and then also some granulated garlic. Those are like my sort of go-to staple ingredients for lots of things. So you'll see that over and over and over in lots of recipes, because it just makes food taste good. All right. Now, I love a good cheese, okay? And I look for as many recipes as I can to put a good cheese into something. So I'm just grating up. This is fresh. It's smoked Gouda. Now, if you've never had smoked Gouda, it's an amazing melting cheese, right? You want something that's gonna go in between the layers of the fish and melt really well, right? Smoked Gouda does that. But the benefit you also get from smoked Gouda is the fact that it has a fantastic smoky flavor that really complements the fish well. And you don't want to negate the smoke, all right? It's super important. So I'm gonna do what I can to just get in here, and I wanna work in the mascarpone cheese that I added in here, the smoked Gouda, and these delicious collard greens so that we can get this stuffed inside of our salmon. Look at that. This is all incorporated. This is nice, man. This is nice and creamy. Exactly what we want. And we're just missing one final ingredient, okay? This is sort of the, let's see, it's the piece de resistance to this filling. It's something that you really have to have, right? So look, all I did, I took a clove of garlic, or a whole head rather of garlic, sliced off the top and threw it into some foil and into a hot oven, right? I did that for about 20-25 minutes, and the end result is once you smell, now this is hot, okay, hold on. I'm about to burn myself. And everybody got time for that. Look, so what you do is if you just smash out, the garlic comes right out. Look at that, it's super soft. It's caramelized, and that's gonna add a fantastic flavor profile. Woo, look at that. A fantastic flavor profile to our filling. So just think about my mouth. I'm so fat. My mouth is already watering. Like, think about where we're going. We have caramelized roasted garlic. We have smoked Gouda. We have collard green. We have mascarpone cheese. I mean, this is really like making me happy. All right, I'm just gonna get some of this stuff sort of moved out of my way, right? I wanna make sure I have a nice clean space. Now listen, this is a very, very simple recipe that I'm doing today. And of course, like I said, I'm using salmon for mine. I love the way these flavors really play with the salmon. But if you're not into salmon, you can certainly use this same application with sort of a different protein, right? So I think this would go fantastic with, if you wanted to use like a thick cut pork chop or like a pork tenderloin. Let's say you had a chicken breast, you know, this would be great. And then you can put it like right on the grill, right? Or right in the oven. That would also be amazing and fantastic as well. So really, I think the idea here is to let your imagination run wild and just do what you can do. Play around with it. And again, like I'm using the collard greens, but let's just say, you know what? You wanted to use, I don't know, spinach, right? Or maybe you wanted to use kale instead. All those things really, really, really work well off of this recipe as well. So play around with it, man. That's what food is about. Like, I'm giving you the foundation, and you can play with it and let your imagination run what? Wild, okay? Now, I just have some big old juicy pieces of salmon here, and I'm gonna put on some flavor, right? We're gonna flavor, we're doing all this work to flavor the inside. We're gonna flavor the outside. Ask me why. Because you gotta eat it. So there's our kosher salt, right? I'm gonna do a little bit of granulated garlic. I'm also gonna do some cracked pepper as well, right? Very, very simple. And a couple more ingredients to really help bring out lots of flavor with this fish, right? So I've got this, you know, Italian seasoning. I love it. It's a super, super bang for your buck. You get the oregano, you get the dry parsley, you get the basil all in one. It's all here. So you don't have to buy like the individuals. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but again, why? All right, I got a little bit of smoked paprika. I mean, listen, if you're gonna put the smoky in the cheese on the inside, you gotta put the smoky where? On the outside too, so the paprika goes well. And something to help brighten the whole dish up, dried cilantro, all right? Now this one, you might have to search for a little bit, or you can make your own. All you do is just take your cilantro, lay it out, let it get dry and crispy, crinkle it up, and then you're good to go, right? Now, you saw me, what I did was I inserted slits into the side of our fish. I'm just gonna take this filling and I'm gonna stuff, man, as much filling as I can, and I'm gonna get it right inside. I want you to see this. I'm gonna get it right inside this fish. All right. Now, this is a complete do-ahead as well. Let's just say you're super busy, right, and you didn't have time to do this, although it takes seconds. This could have been done yesterday. This could have been done 2 days ago. This could be done in advance, right, if you're doing meal prep, and then you could just simply freeze it and then take them and put them right in the oven or into a hot grill. So very simple, right? So slit open as one, and I'm gonna stuff as much as I can because I want it to kind of ooze out, you know, as it cooks. So I'm gonna put this in. I got a cast iron skillet that's on the stove getting nice and warm. I'm gonna add some oil to that cast iron skillet and then get this to cooking. Now the idea is to start it on the stove and finish it off in the oven. You smell that? Can you smell that? I mean, I smell so many good flavors throughout this kitchen. I think it's time to get some stuff out of the oven, okay? What are we getting out of the oven? Our fish is done. I could smell that salmon all throughout this kitchen. And don't forget about those asparagus and bacon bundles. Look at that. Now, that looks amazing, and it smells even better. And then our bacon and our asparagus, look at that. This is also done. It's cooked up nicely. I mean, literally you could smell everything. Now, I'm gonna make a quick pan sauce, right? Now I'm gonna show you this. And really, I'm not even gonna put anything like on the stove to cook through, right? All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add fresh squeezed lemon right in the pan, just like that, right? Also, I've got a little bit of butter because that's gonna make everything taste amazing. A little butter, right? Just right in the pan, just like that. All right? And then I'm just gonna put just a dousing, not even a lot, just like a very scant amount of white wine right in the pan as well, just like this. Bam. And bam, that's it, right? Any white wine will work. I'm using a Sauvignon Blanc, but a Chardonnay would do you some wonders as well. I'm just gonna tilt the pan, right? And what's happening is the heat of the pan is gonna melt the butter down, and I'm just gonna baste these flavors right over this fish. I wish you could smell this. This makes me wanna just jump right in here. Right, and this is just another insurance policy to make sure that our fish is super moist. And I can't even talk, my mouth is watering, dang! It's just to make sure that our fish is super moist and all those great pan flavors, right, get incorporated. If you think you gotta take all day to make delicious foods, you don't. It could be this simple to do, all right? I'm just gonna take this to the side for a moment, all right? Let that do its thing. And then these are those cute little bacon and asparagus bundles. I have another lemon. I'm just gonna grate lemon zest right over the top, right? Because it's gonna be bright, it's gonna be citrusy, and give us some amazing flavor. All right. I don't know what you're talking about, but I think I need to go in for a little taste and see what's going on. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna get some bacon. Ooh, and asparagus. Ooh. Shh, 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 shh. Now while I'm cutting. Look, super tender. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Ooh, I'm trying to get everything in one bite. Oh. There's something about the woodiness of the asparagus that goes great with the smokiness of the bacon. And I really get that lemon zest at the end that brightens everything up, okay? So that's going right here, okay? I mean, it's just us. Let me dig in. Woo-wee. Ooh, let me get a little piece of fish, a little salmon. This is hot. You see it smoking, huh? I don't want to burn myself on the video. You waiting on me to burn myself. I'm not gonna do it. Sometimes you have to take a moment and enjoy the delicate fish that's cooked, the creaminess on the inside. I mean, those collard greens with that mascarpone cheese and that smoked Gouda with that roasted garlic is everything. And that little sauce on top, I mean, it really makes a huge difference. You have to give these recipes a try. Recipes like this are going to be available at blackfoodnetwork.com. Listen, two things I gotta tell you, as I always do. Food is my life. It's my food. Until next time, I gotta wish you happy cooking from my heart to yours.